We talk about the matrix and resisting the matrix. One of the tools to doing that is financial freedom. And that's just one of the baseline realities of it. I'm not saying you should sell your soul for money. Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, if you want me to stop at any point and you give your 2 cents or whatever, just let me know.
But
And resisting the matrix. One of the tools to doing that is financial freedom. And that's just one of the baseline realities of it. I'm not saying you should sell your soul for money. Absolutely not. But if you want to truly resist the matrix as a whole, you need to have money to do it. It's pretty hard to do when you're broke. Even me as a person, if I had no money, the current situation I'm in would absolutely and utterly destroy me. I would be completely and utterly wrecked. Like, how could I pay my bills? They've taken $15 million of my money. I'm locked in my house. So you need to have a degree of financial freedom. Otherwise, you're going to end up just doing what you have to do to eat. You look at these people in England. There was a video that recently was on Twitter. I felt really sad when I saw it. It was a workman taking down the British flag and putting up the pride flag. And someone shouted at him, "Hey, bro, you're removing the wrong flag." And he goes, "I know, mate. I know.
You're taking the wrong flag down, mate. At least you know that."
hold up, pause.
Yeah.
Wait, what exactly is going on?
What, in this clip right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so the flag dude, he's just doing his job. Like he's not necessarily in agreement with what he's doing, but like what Andrew Tate is saying is the fact that he has to provide for his family, he has to go to work, and this is his work. You feel me? Hanging up flags. So like when his beliefs start to mix with his career, he got to choose his career because he got to provide for himself and his family. So dude recording him, he's like, you're feel me? He's trying to like chastise him, like make him feel bad. You're ripping down the wrong flag, and bro, like I know, you feel me? He's like, I gotta do my job.
Damn, that's really insane. But
Yeah, bro. He gonna I think he gonna mention it, but he like COVID. That's what happened. A lot of people was forced to get the motherfucking vaccine because like I gotta provide, I gotta keep this job.
yeah.
And then from basically what he's saying, financial freedom is very important in order to, get away from that.
Be free, yeah.
But he had to pay the bills. He has to feed his family. What can he do? He's a flag hanger. All he can do is hang the flags. If he doesn't do it, someone else will do it. He loses his job. So if you're completely and utterly reliant on a wage or you have no money, well, now you have a new tool of enslavement. COVID was all based around that. I just got to go to work. Just get the injection. I got to wear the mask. I got to fly. Got to work. It takes a lot of money to sit down and say, no, I'm too principled. That takes money to do. So it's also interesting that conservatives want to attack materialism. Okay, perhaps I didn't have to buy a fan.
I want to say this, like that's like my whole thing. Like when it comes to STB or just trying to create a business or entrepreneurship in general, it's just because I believe in freedom, bro. I don't want to have to be dependent on some 9 to 5 or just like because at any point that shit can be gone for whatever reason. Just like when COVID came around. We remember we was working at the motherfucking Westin. COVID came and they sent niggas home like, no, y'all not working no more. Like it was like, damn, like that at any point in time that shit can happen. But if you got your own shit in place, you don't really have to worry about that.
That's facts.
Shit crazy.
Fancy car. You can get upset about that if you like. But if you're not financially free, it's also pretty difficult to stand up and tell the truth. Even if you make a lot of money, if you're reliant on, let's say, a sports team for a contract, even if you make a lot of money, if you don't have enough saved, you can't tell the truth. Even if you're rich, they're all still complaining.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, he's snapping because when you're relying on something else, you can't really say too much.
Yeah, even if you rich, even if you famous, like Kyrie Irving, for example, cuz tried to speak his views.
Ooh, that's a great example.
They for me, you dependent even. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. Even the wealthy.
But the thing with Kyrie, he did it, and like he didn't really need them. Like you feel
me? Yeah.
Because he already set. I feel like that's why he like
right. And then like Kanye West, like he also somebody who didn't really need them. But just imagine a lower tier artist. Like that's the reason they don't speak out or they don't try to change the norm because they need them.
Hey, real shit, bro. I don't blame them because, like, bro, get the bag first and then talk your shit. Like,
yeah, on God.
Like, use them, and then once you good, then show your true colors.
But another thing I want to say, like, whenever it's somebody like with a big name who they try to put down, like Andrew Tate, for example, Candace Owens, Kyrie Irving, Kanye, like all them people, I always like I don't like put them down. I always try to see shit from their perspective, because if everybody putting them down, I feel like it's a reason. Like
It's a
somebody
reason.
wants them to be looked down upon for a certain reason. That's just how I feel. So I'd be
Yeah.
like, I always try to at least give them the benefit of the doubt and just hear them out.
Cause if everybody is against them, bro, you gotta look like deeper.
Yeah, like why? And because a lot of people, they just go with the trends. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
oh God.
And I feel like, bro, they be trying shit just to see how people would react, just to see if they gonna be right. Like, you feel me? I be peeping that.
Lying and bending because they have a contract they're adhering to. It's difficult. So I don't think that if you had somebody who was trying to inspire the masculine youth of tomorrow to resist the slave mind, teaching them to be financially free would be a bad thing.
Like
I think it would actually be a good thing.
I think men need it because they view it as aspirational, and no one escapes it. I would definitely not describe my husband as materialistic at all. He likes cars. There's just something about cars that men like.
Absolutely.
My son, truck, car. It's psychotic. I mean, it's such a boy. Every time he sees a truck, a car, any car that looks cool. He's 2.
Yeah.
He's 2.
So nah, I'm not gonna lie. So what they just said got me thinking. Is it materialistic if you love, like, what they talk about cars? Is that really materialistic? Like, if you actually, yeah, because if you actually love it, then I don't see it as, you don't look at it as a materialistic thing. You look at something like you love,
something you enjoy, something that makes life enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I kind of cut it out. But before this part that they talking about now, they're basically talking about how it's kind of like in men's nature to like seek material things in a way, but like not for. Well, what they were saying was like, men like to show off, basically, like how he was talking about last pod. They was basically saying how it's in men's nature to show off.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
what they meant.
Yeah, like with their material possessions, and Andrew Tate was saying, like, he might bring it up right here, but he was saying, like, if you want to influence the younger kids, because that's what they into, they want to see the cars and the jewelry and all that shit, like, and if you want to really influence them, like, that's how you want to pop your shit, flex.
Pop your shit, yeah.
But it's like, it's really the message behind them or behind it, like that you showing them, really. But yeah.
There is something ingrained in men that his first word was truck. You know, every time a garbage truck goes by anything, he's just like a school bus. Men like that for whatever boys like that. Men like that. I don't think we need to overthink it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's aspirational. But also, if we're going to actually look at the meta point, I believe that teaching financial freedom, I think teaching financial freedom is one of the very important ways you teach people to resist the slave mind. I don't think you can resist the slave mind if you're completely and utterly broke, on welfare, or living paycheck to paycheck for a large corp, which is insistent on trying to install the slave programming inside of your head. I think it's very, very difficult. I actually think financial freedom is a key component to it. And I think that me standing up and showing a life that costs $50 million a year or something ridiculous, doing that on purpose and trying to inspire men to make as much money as possible is actually a very key component to the resistance to the slave mind. I don't think many people understand this, because if you teach young men how to go out there and become rich as possible, it's very difficult they can do that without learning some degree of mental fortitude, without learning how to speak to people, without learning how to network, without learning how to be competent and disciplined and motivated and work hard. And then they do all that, they have enough money so that when someone comes along and says, take this injection, they'll say, no, I don't want to take the injection. I'd rather miss the flight.
All right. So everything he's saying right there, like, I agree with it. But at the same time, like I like striving for that shit is going to lead you to do all them things, become a better person. But it's like, if you are too like, what's the word? If you're too
stuck in your way,
not necessarily stuck in a way, but like, I want to say just like so pressed on the goal, not having it. All right, so look, what he's talking about is the journey, learning how to speak, how to be an effective leader. That's all part of the journey. But if you're so focused on the goal that you're just neglecting everything on the way, and then
You're
not
not.
having that goal is gonna do something to your mind, and you're gonna start to like put yourself down.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because you're not embracing the journey.
Yeah. I just want to say that. So it's like
Yeah, and
it's
I feel
true.
like what were you about to say?
Now you go ahead.
And I feel like, bro, people be putting too much pressure on themselves with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You gonna put a lot of pressure on yourself if you're only focused on having a $50 million lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But if you just lock in on a journey, and because that's kind of where I'm at with it right now, just like because I know where I want to be. So now that I know where I want to be, I can focus on the journey. So like
yeah,
learning shit along the way is the fun part. So at a certain point, I'm gonna get the goal, but it's like it matters, but at the same time, it don't, bro. The journey is equally important.
and like you could cut it down to smaller like goals. Like instead of
Yeah.
50 million, do like
Oh God.
10K first, and then you feel me, like
Oh God.
just small shit like that.
But I do agree, like you should be striving for something in life because
Yeah,
that shit make life fun. I ain't gonna beat you like because you're gonna have your low points where you struggling, but that's just as important because after you come from that, it takes you to the next level. Like it builds you turn into a beast for it. Like it breeds another level of confidence.
yeah, oh God.
So there is a key component of resistance which actually involves materialism. I'll argue that if I was exactly the same person with the same viewpoints, but I was completely and utterly flat broke, I wouldn't be able to make the same impact on the world. And I wouldn't be able to resist the programming the same because I need to eat food. So I'd actually counter argue any conservative who's complaining about my beautiful car collection of 42, not one, 42 nice cars, that having a lot of money is actually an important way to resist the matrix. I can only talk from personal experience, but the number of times, especially during COVID, for example, where I managed to not have to comply with any of the laws simply because I was loaded, I can't even name them on 10 hands. So materialism is important. I think we should be teaching, especially the young boys, especially people who understand, who want to live in a very rational world, who want to live in a world which is based on common sense and dignity and honor and respect and all the things we're trying to teach through conservatism, is that if they don't have a degree of financial stability or financial independence, they're going to end up getting wrecked anyway. They're going to work for Woke Corp. And Woke Corp's going to change its Twitter picture or X picture, whatever it's called now, to a pride flag, and they're going to be screwed anyway. So you have to be teaching to a degree financial independence. I don't know why that's seen as a bad thing. I'd actually really like to argue that point with who was complaining about my car?
I think
Who was complaining about
I think it was
one
part
of my 42 cars?
I think it was a packaged, this video and kind of showing that you're not actually good for young men.
And they wonder why they lose the culture war. Imagine sitting there telling young men, don't have a nice car like him, don't be fun like him, don't do that. Like, what planet are you people on?